Sawadee Cap, it's Perry here for Thinglish Lifestyle, and in this video I'm going to show you the 9 inexpensive tools I use to run this farm. Now, conventional farming is very expensive to start up. You need combines, tractors, trailers, sheds, all this kind of thing, and it's very expensive. So you need some deep pockets or take on a lot of debt to start. But with permaculture, it's actually very doable, and I'm going to show you the 9 tools that I use day in day out to run my farm, and anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and it's super cheap, these tools. So let me share them with you. As a caveat to what I was saying, I do find it hard to get quality tools here in Thailand. So I have resorted to buying a few online, but most of these tools are readily available from local stores in and around town. So let me share those with you right now. Right, the first tool on my list is these hand shears or cutters, clippers, whatever you like to call them in your country. These are pretty much in my pocket all the time, just taking off small branches, just cutting back flowers, things like that. I actually bought these online. They're from Japan. I don't know what the brand is, but I don't really care too much for brands. So, these are really good. Got a little lock at the back here. I'll just do that, and these are fantastic. Great blades. They're not supposed to cut too big diameter branches or anything like that. I probably abuse them, but they're great, and they're very useful for around the garden all the time. So when it comes to just tidying up around the trees, generally do that by hand, just cut in the grass, and I use these regular garden shears. I've had quite a few garden shears since I've been here. The cheap ones don't last 5 minutes. Again, I don't know what brand this is, but I've had these quite a while now, and they do the job superbly. So garden shears, just to tidying up around borders, bases of trees, and these are really great. So you need a pair of these. Again, very inexpensive, probably looking at less than $5 for something like this in Thailand. Another cheap and invaluable tool on the farm is this pruning saw. Just one-handed, use it two-handed or two, and it's great for just cutting off those errant branches and small trees and shrubs that the small shears just can't handle. So again, it makes it super easy getting around the garden. Do have some other saws for larger jobs, but day-to-day working on the farm, this is all you need. When it comes to potting, I've got a little nursery. I've used loads and loads of trowels, but they don't last 5 minutes. They always break kind of here. Very poorly made. So now I use this builder's trowel. I've got several of these, and different sizes, and some's got a serrated edge as well. Comes in handy. But generally, just for potting and just making small holes to plant things around the garden, these are fine. Just a builder's trowel. This one's like making holes. This is what I use for making holes. Again, very inexpensive, stainless steel, and super easy for planting, especially things like this here, which is a peanut, and to plant loads of those for ground cover, it's super easy when you've got one of these tools here. Speeds up the job at no end. I used to use a piece of twig or something like that. Not very great. This does the job fantastic. Again, inexpensive, great tool to have. One for your armory. Got to turn that compost, and this is what we use. It's just a regular garden fork. that is it. So at the moment we've got lots of compost, or building lots of compost, so I use this every, or at least once a week, if not 2-3 times a week, just to turn the pile. And I say, just a regular garden fork, nothing spectacular, nothing exciting, but it does the job superbly. This is another tool I use pretty much on a daily basis. It's on a long wooden handle, and it's basically just a piece of metal fashioned out with a hook knife. Use this all the time. I chop and drop the bananas with this, just trim branches sometimes. Use it for defending myself against snakes. Has a multiple of uses. It's a very handy tool, and even just to walk around as a bit of support on the slippery slopes. It comes in handy as well. So again, cheap as chips, just a bit of metal. You can buy these the metal sections and then just get a piece of wood and put it on, or I'll do that in the shop sometimes for you, depending where you go. And these are perfect for the farm. So probably my most used tool, I'd have thought, pretty much. So I can't put it in my pocket, but besides that, that is a nice piece of kit. So that's a hook knife on a long pole. Super handy tool. And I don't even know what it's actually called, but I use this for digging holes. Excuse me. I use it for digging holes, scraping gravel, just about everything. It's a very useful tool. Don't use a shovel at all here, which we used to use in the UK, but here, this piece of tool, again, it's just a long wooden handle with a metal shaped plate basically, and they use quite a lot. Everybody uses them here, no one uses a shovel. I did buy a shovel and it's brand spanking new, still in the shed. So this is a really good tool. It's very useful, it's very versatile, and everyone should have one if you're starting a permaculture garden. Here's a tool I don't use every day, but it's a very, very versatile, useful tool that is great when you are making holes, especially for putting in posts, so fence posts or nursery posts or anything post related. You can use this. It's makes things super easy, digs the holes a lot quicker than digging them out, and you just get a really nice size hole as well. And the only drawback with this is if you're using it when it's raining heavily or anything like that, and the soil kind of clog up around there. It's hard to drop it out, and it gets very heavy to use. It's quite a weighty tool in itself anyway, but we've done all fencing with this, 2 properties, complete surrounding. That's like 6 rye, various other posts for structures and nurseries and things like that. So a very, very useful tool, and well worth having if you're going to start a permaculture garden. So there are the 9 tools I use to get started and continue to use on a daily basis on my little farm. And I guess all told, didn't spend even $50. I said $50. I still probably got a meal and a bus fare home. So there is one tool I did buy that I've always wanted, and I bought, and I kind of regretted it, and I'm going to show you what that is and why. I bought this. It's a wood chipper, and I bought it like a year ago. Oh my god, wasps coming around me. I bought this a year ago, and used it maybe 2 or 3 weekends, and I haven't used it since. You can see it's just sat here collecting dust. So I'll probably sell this at some point. I actually bought it second hand. I think I paid about 25,000 baht for it. So if I get 20 grand for it again, great. It's just taking up room, don't need it. And I'll tell you why. When I first got it, I was really into the wood chipping and things like that. So, and I thought I'd get this. I'm just going to walk away from this as well because the cat's behind me meowing, as you can hear. It's annoying. So we've also got some trees being cut down over there. Some rubber trees being cut down for the last 2 weeks. Big job. So when I got that, I was really into wood chipping and what they could do for gardens, and you know, putting everything back into the soil basically. But using it, it's so noisy and annoying. Kind of like that. Those drills, those saws over there. So I like to come to the farm and be on my land and just, you know, listen to the nature. And you know, when you've got that thing running, it's so loud. Pumping out, it runs on diesel or petrol or something as well. And also there's a stench of that coming up from the exhaust. It makes a hell of a noise. And the branches you can actually put in it are quite small. So all the big branches are just piling up on the ground. So what I decided to do is stop using it, and we actually did a massive cut down of all the trees here on this farm a while back. And you come after them after like 6 months after the big piles, and if you sort them out into different sizes, and all this kind of small stuff, you just smash it up, and then just move it to where you want it to go. So that's super easy, less work. I don't have to stand there for like days on end just feeding branches into a wood chipper. I just let nature do its work, and I've got the time off and go do something else. So that's why I'll be getting rid of that, and that was an expense that I didn't really need to make, and I certainly wouldn't be doing that again for those very reasons. So the tools I do use, as I say, very inexpensive. Anybody can start and run a farm with these tools, so that's no barrier to entry. That's what the whole video is about. People think possibly it's going to be very expensive to start farming a piece of land and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be. We've all been farming since we've been on the planet, pretty much after we started hunting and gathering and settling down. And the tools are pretty primitive, and really you don't need much else. A few things to make life a little bit easier, granted, but you don't need a lot of tools. Spend a lot of money. So if you're thinking of farming and thought the expense was prohibitive, it's not. So get your boots on and get out in the garden and enjoy it, and enjoy the nature and the exercise you get from it. It's all free, it's all great. And of course you get the bounty of all the fruit and vegetables as well, which is just an added bonus. So that being said, I've got to get some work done around here. No one else is going to do it if I don't. So have a great weekend and week ahead, and if you like this video, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're running up to nearly 4,000 subscribers at the moment, so please like and share, and pass this video around, and let's all get some green thumbs and get gardening and grow some great stuff and live a happy, healthy life. Alright, so on that note, I wish you a do, sorry cap, and catch you on the next one. Take care.